A couple years ago, Charles Martinet retired as the voice of Mario slash Luigi slash Wario slash Waluigi, and of course that was a pretty big public thing. No solid reasons why were given, and I've been pretty hesitant to speculate too much. I don't want to perpetuate any wrong ideas or anything like that. But I will say, there is the idea that maybe Nintendo kind of forced it. They kind of wanted young blood for whatever reason. It's a little hard not to consider that when you look at what Nintendo has been doing with their other voice actors. They're kind of just across the board doing like a refresh for all of the main Mario crew. And I haven't really been able to talk about it much. I almost want to do I might do a main channel video. I'm not 100% sure yet. Partially just because I don't know how much I can even add to this whole conversation, and I don't know, there's a certain level of potential, I don't want to say drama, but it's kind of delicate, and it pertains to real people in these roles, and I don't want there to be any bad feelings towards the new people voicing these old roles. It's kind of a weird situation, so that's why I haven't really talked about it a whole bunch. Overall though, they really do seem to be kind of a resetting. It's unfortunate. Samantha Kelly played Peach for 18 years, and you would think that she was safe because she voiced Peach in Princess Peach Showtime. So Peach got another shot at a whole entire game all for her, and they had Samantha Kelly, and yet Nintendo decided to replace her. And the thing about voice actors is they're usually not, they're not employees. They're usually private contractors, so they don't have an agreement. You're gonna be this character for this long or forever. I suppose in theory they possibly could. A contract can essentially be anything. But if you're just going project to project, basically Nintendo has the right to just not re-up the contract whenever they want. They can just say, we're gonna get someone else instead of you. And it seems that they did that to Samantha Kelly. And according to her, she wasn't informed about it until the day Mario Kart World launched. So basically, Mario Kart World is coming. It's in development. They don't contact her about doing the game. And then they don't even tell her that she's been replaced, according to her, until the day the game comes out. So yeah, that is, if that's true, then that is not a nice way for Nintendo to do it. I would hope that if anyone was working with Nintendo for that many years, they would be kept in the loop of what was going on. But it's yet another reason I don't want to talk about it too much. I don't want to stir everything up, and I don't know all the details. But yeah, basically it is kind of unfortunate. Oh yeah, and then even DK was voiced by Takashi Nagasako for 20 years, and he's been replaced as well. So yeah, the real point of this video right here, the reason I am actually talking about it today, is that we finally do have confirmation of the new voice actor for Princess Peach. Starting with Mario Kart World, Princess Peach and Baby Peach is now being voiced by Courtney Lin. It seems she's done voices for TMNT, Monster High, and has even worked with Pokemon. I wouldn't be surprised if that was kind of her in with Nintendo. And she posted on social media, "I can finally say I am the voice of Princess Peach and Baby Peach in Mario Kart World. Eternally grateful for Nintendo for trusting me to help carry the legacy of this icon. These characters are so much bigger than ourselves. I am so honored and honestly can still hardly believe it. I have so much respect for all the Peaches that came before me, especially the one I grew up with. I will do my best with every opportunity I'm given, and I hope you all have been enjoying the game. Wahoo, sweet." And then also, this is interesting, we also have confirmation that the Toads in Mario Kart World have also received new voice talent, because previously Samantha Kelly did Peach and the Toad voice. But now the Toads in Mario Kart World, and presumably going forward, are being voiced by one Paul Castro Jr. And he went on social media to say, "I can finally share who I voice in Mario Kart World. Toads, male Toads you hear throughout your travels in Mario Kart World are voiced by me." But the interesting part is, this is not the main Toad, like the actual Toad that you play as has a different voice. He's just voicing the other Toads. Now, if there has been a difference in the Toads up until now, I don't, maybe this is a new thing. If there was a difference before, I did not perceive it. I was kind of under the impression that every single Toad had its own voice, and maybe even Toadette would have been. I kind of just thought they were all voiced by the same person. It had the same basic voice, the only difference really being between Toad and Toadette. And then, like, maybe Captain Toad maybe would have his own voice. Even then, though, I didn't think there was a difference there either. It would be, if there was going to be a difference, it would just be the same actor just pitching their voice slightly differently. So yeah, I don't know. But apparently the Toads that you play as, they have a different voice actor who has not yet been revealed, which is very mysterious. But at least now we know the other Toads, the background Toads out in the world. So yeah, basically here we have two new voice actors in the Mario world, and yeah, like we see that Charles Martinet, that was not an isolated thing. Nintendo is just kind of refreshing all of them. And again, don't want to speculate too much, but it is a little hard to see this as anything other than them just wanting fresh blood. I mean, the thing with voice actors is the longer you work with them, in theory, the more that you may be kind of expected to pay, you know, like you're doing the voice of this legendary character. You've been doing it for a long time. You may expect to be paid more, and you would be right to expect to be paid more, but a company may be like, I'd rather just get some up-and-comer to do the job as well and not have to pay them as much. I hate the idea that Nintendo is just kind of casting these people aside for that reason. And you could also maybe argue that, like, oh, you know, they want younger sounding voices, but like, I don't know, it's never felt like any of these characters were old, you know, like they didn't sound old. Maybe you could argue that they could sound younger. You could potentially have people who just have a younger sound to their voice, but like, is that actually important? I don't really know. Again, it's a whole entire thing. It's a whole conversation, and I'm not super knowledgeable about all of it and about how the voice industry and all that works and everything. But yeah, I will just say, though, it is pretty disappointing seeing Nintendo go this route, especially if they're doing things like not even telling them until the day the new game launches. Like, basically just waiting as long as they possibly can before revealing it. You know, it's like your family member is on a trip and some disaster has happened at the house. You really messed something up. And it's like not telling them until they're pulling into the driveway. You know, like until the exact second when they would have figured it out themselves. Now you tell them. It's really, I don't know, it's not a good look. I'll say that. It's not a good look on Nintendo's part overall. But yeah, it's a weird situation. It's like, you know, it's understandable that plenty of fans would be a little bit upset about this and feel like Nintendo has maybe not treated their voice actors very fairly. But at the same time, we don't want to cast these new performers in any kind of negative light because, like, they're doing what they need to do, and they are being cast into these, you know, these dream iconic roles, and so that it is a good thing for them, even if the situation is kind of weird. So I do think we should welcome them and be very, very supportive. I don't know if we're gonna continue to see stories like this. I mean, that covers most of the main Mario cast. I don't know, Yoshi. Where are we at with Yoshi? I don't know who's been voicing Yoshi or anything. I don't know much about any of this, but yeah,